Printing Photographs. Welcome to the Modesto Junior College Darkroom. Follow me through this black cavern that we call the Darkroom. Here in the Darkroom we have several enlargers to fulfill your printing needs. We have 20 enlargers to be exact, along with timers, easels, grain focusers, and a large sink to develop your prints. This is just a quick tour. We'll go more in depth later. Tools you will need: an easel, filters, negative carrier, lens, photo paper, and your negatives. No cheeseburgers at the enlarger, no cheeseburgers on the light table, and no cheeseburgers in the print viewing area. Absolutely no wet trays on the light table. Be aware of the wet and dry areas in the darkroom and in the photo lab. This is the #1 cause of contamination throughout the photo lab.
Arguing this with you. I'm not arguing this with you. No cell phones! No taxi either!
Keep the tongs with the right chemistry. If you mix tongs, please wash them off immediately before returning them back to their homes. Bring your contact sheet over to the light table and use the loupe to pick out the proper exposure. Slide your negative into the negative carrier. You can use a piece of Scotch tape to secure it. Just make sure you take the Scotch tape off before returning your negative carrier to Lee. You must clean your negative before putting it into the enlarger. You may use canned air, but be careful not to tilt it. Also, you may use a static brush or your anti-static cloth. And for pesky spots, you may use the film cleaner, which is located right above the lighting table in a brown bottle. You may use a Q-tip and lightly clean off the top of your negative. Meanwhile, in the darkroom, be careful taking your lens out of the container. The lens should fit in, screwing it righty-tighty and lefty-loosey to take it out. Some of you may have a plate that your lens is inside of. You must fit it in to the top of the enlarger. There's a special drawer above your condenser lens where your filter will slide in. You will want to put in your #2 filter before getting started. Some of you may have an arm that swings over your lens that the filter goes into also. We choose the #2 filter when we're getting started. The #2 contrast filter is a good starting point. It is a neutral filter. However, you have many choices of filters, ranging from a 00 to 5 contrast. Watch as we flip through them and see how the color changes. With each filter, you get a higher contrast, allowing for more overall black to white, or an overall darkness or lightness in your print. The contrast filters help control your shadows and your highlights. Contrast filters can add an extra zing or pop to what otherwise would be a flat image. It is important to be organized in the darkroom. Make sure you put away the objects that you are not using. There are several types of negative carriers. With each enlarger, there should be a lever that you lift and slide your negative carrier in like so. Remember to close down the enlarger so no light leaks out. It is important to have your enlarger off when putting your negative carrier. Light can pour across the darkroom and expose other people's paper. Remember to unlock your enlarger when adjusting it up or down. Make sure your image is going off all 4 easel blades to have nice clean borders. Next, you will slide in a piece of photo paper, preferably your contact sheet turned around backwards and slid into your easel like so. Open up your aperture to a 2.8, letting in as much light as possible for the focusing. Use the grain focuser to focus your image. You put it under the enlarger like so, and barely adjust the focusing knob till you see the film grain. You want the film grain to look crisp, like so. Now you are ready to make a test strip. Turn your timer to 5 seconds. Use the paper cutter to cut strips of paper for your test strip. Remember to fold up your paper nicely. You do not want to expose it to light. Slide your test strip into the easel like so. Remember to stop down your aperture to an f8 before making your test strip. It is good to make a test strip in increments of 5 to 3 seconds, ranging from anywhere from 5 to 25 seconds. Now you're ready to make your test strip. Use a piece of cardboard and cover up part of your paper while pressing the timer. You will move from 5 seconds to 25 seconds and slowly move your cardboard over as you expose your paper for 5-second increments. Now bring your test strip over to the development trays. Throw your test strip in and remember to agitate it for the full 3 minutes. Next, you will throw the test strip into the stop bath for 30 seconds. Then you'll throw your test strip into the fixer for 60 seconds. And finally into the water holding bath for a quick rinse before going out under the white lights to get a good look at your test strip. Remember, it is always important to look at your test strip and prints under the white light. You cannot judge a print under the lights in the darkroom. The 2 things that you want to consider when looking at a test strip are good density and contrast. Density is the overall time of your exposure, allowing for overall lightness and darkness. Contrast is the overall white to black, giving you nice details in your shadows and your highlights. On my test strip, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 seconds. I'm thinking that a good exposure would be between 20 to 25 seconds. I think I will go for 23 seconds. This should be a good overall density for the first test print. The number 2 contrast filter seems to be a good fit for this print. I think I can stay at this contrast level. So I went back into the darkroom, and I made a test print for 23 seconds. I'm comparing my test print with my test strip, and I am noticing that I may need to burn in the sky. I also may do a little bit of dodging on this umbrella here, on the dark parts. Here's an example of some burning and dodging tools that you can check out from the photo cage. Let's go in the darkroom and dive into a full print and see what the results are. During my initial 23-second exposure, I will use this dodging tool to take away some time from the umbrellas, the dark parts. Next, I will do a little bit of burning to the sky. I'm going to burn for 10 seconds, moving my hand in front of the lens and just shining down the light on the sky portion. I must move my hand quickly and not hold it in one spot, or I will be able to see where I burned on my photo. I must bring my print out into the white light to view it correctly. I will also bring out my test strip and my test print to show you all my steps. Comparing my test print to my final print, you can see the difference between the skies. The sky now has a nice shade of gray and is not fading into the borders. This now is printed correctly. I'm getting nice detail in my shadows, details in my highlight, and my sky is burned in correctly. I must make sure that all 4 borders look clean and even. I have noticed that there is a black line in the far corner, meaning that my light was not over all 4 edges of my easel. This means I must go back into the darkroom and make another clean print. There's a lot of work that goes into making a final print. Be patient with yourself because it does take time. Be prepared to use lots of photo paper when you're at your beginning stages. As you progress, your technical abilities will be stronger, and it will take a shorter amount of time to reach those final prints. A final print must include a clean negative with no spots or scratches, nice clean borders, no uneven borders or black stripes. You must also have good overall density, time, exposure, lightness to darkness, and good contrast from white to black, getting nice details in your shadows and nice details in your highlights. Finally, your prints must be clean, no chemical spots or dinged up corners. Take good care of your negatives and your prints. Here are 3 burning and dodging tools. The tool on the far left, the big square cardboard piece with a hole in it, is for burning. The 2 wires, one square and one circular, are for dodging. Let's look at a couple more burning and dodging techniques. You may use your envelope or box of paper or cardboard located next to the paper cutter to block out part of the light on your image. When you are burning in part of your image, you do the initial time. Say your time is 23 seconds, so you expose your paper for 23 seconds. Then, switch your timer to 15% of that time, say for about 10 to 15 seconds, and burn in. It depends on what exactly you're burning in. If you're burning in a sky or something that's very white, sometimes you may double your time, or sometimes it may be from 5 to 10 seconds. It varies on what your image is. You must move your cardboard piece or your box of paper back and forth, burning in the part of the image that you want to darken. Your hand is also an excellent burning tool. Move it close to the lens and move it side to side like so. A large piece of cardboard with a hole in it works well for burning. The cardboard piece with a hole in it is an excellent tool for directing your light exactly where you need to burn. You can move the cardboard piece up or down to make the hole large and small, to cover more area or less area. You may also use the dodging tools as a vignetting tool to burn in all four corners of your print. Many prints are both dodged and burned. Depending on the print, shadow areas or dark objects may need dodging to keep them from darkening so much that important details are obscured. Sometimes shadows or other areas are burned to darken them and make distracting details less noticeable. Light areas may need burning to increase the visible detail. Skies are often burned as they were on the opposite page. It can all seem a little overwhelming at first, but don't be discouraged. You will catch on quickly. We aim for success. Here's to you making fantastic prints. Here at the Modesto Junior College Photo Lab, we look forward to helping you with your future photographic endeavors. Modesto Junior College Photo Lab. Good day and good luck.